weren't handcuffed coming in, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And that door doesn't lock. This is a voluntary interview. Okay. Obviously, we need to do the best we can to get the full story. You can find your wife and you can get back to normal. Obviously, part of that involves talking with you. So, again, this is a voluntary thing. Like I told you out there, I haven't lied to you. I'm not going to start now.
We could have done this at my house.
No, this part we can't do it
because it's not voluntary.
No, it's completely voluntary.
And I could leave, but
yeah.
Okay. I don't want to. I'm just.
Yeah. You try that door right now.
At some point, could we I want to help you. I want to get this going because I didn't do it, and I want you to find whatever the hell happened to her.
Me too.
I want it to happen.
I don't mean to insult you.
No.
But you can read English, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I have to ask that because I've had people before that
I can read.
When I go over a rights waiver, later on they magically can't read English.
I can read.
So again, I don't mean to insult you. So it says before we ask any questions, you must understand your rights. You understand that part?
Yes.
You have the right to remain silent. Is it locked? That's weird.
These are my Miranda warnings.
Yeah.
So I'm being arrested.
You're not being arrested.
So why am I being rid of my Miranda warnings?
Because it's the standard protocol that I do, just to make sure that we are on the same page with everything. I told you honesty. I'll be fully aware of everything. I told you not being arrested. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You understand that part? You have the right to talk to a lawyer before we ask you any questions, and to have a lawyer with you during questioning. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any questioning if you wish. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you'll still have the right to stop answering at any time. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer.
It seems fair.
Understand that part?
It seems like a right that's in the Constitution or something, so I'm fully on board with it.
Good. And I'm Mathew.
I mean Theau.
E-A-U.
Elmore.
I've read the statement of my rights, and I understand what my rights are. No promises or threats have been made to me. Is that fair and accurate?
Okay.
I'll give you that pen so we can both write at the same time.
Today is
The 27th.
5/27/20.
The time is 4:51. Put my info down. So, now when you called to report Emily on Monday evening, Officer Hollis is the one that came out, correct?
Like I had said, dude.
Yes. Very friendly guy.
Very nice.
Okay. Did he treat you well?
Absolutely.
Okay. Did he have you provide any sort of? I can't even talk. It's been that kind of day,
Trust me,
right?
I'm gonna have a hard time talking.
Well, if you get tongue-tied, I'll totally get it. Did he have you fill out any sort of written statement as to what had happened?
No.
Okay. What I would like from you, and I've got paper here for you, and I will leave and give you a piece. If you want me to stay in here, I can stay in here. It's up to you.
Stay in here with me.
Okay? And I'll be completely quiet, but I just need a statement from you. You have to, starting from, when you went to bed on Sunday evening until you called the police on Monday at whatever time it was.
Okay.
And I understand that you've talked about it and everything else like that. However, it's just a procedural thing that needs to happen. And honestly, I told you, I like honesty. I'm not happy that Officer Hollis didn't get that on Monday.
It's probably fresher in my mind then.
I get it.
I've gone through this in my head with the timeline, and some of my times don't line up. I made a phone call when I thought I was sleeping.
Okay.
So, I try my best, but I don't want to make
But
anything false.
You're human, right?
Yeah, I'm human.
And all I want is your best.
It might be, I could specific times I couldn't really be like, this is when I did this, this is when I did that. I could if I had my phone sort of.
Just the best that you can.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, man.
I mean,
just know that the times are going to be, might be wrong, and I would hate to give you a wrong time, and then be like suspecting me of something.
I just don't want to blatant lie like the sky's purple.
Absolutely.
Yeah, something like that.
If
you say this happened at 4:51, and I'm like, oh no, that's bullshit. It was 4:55.
No,
you lie.
it could be an hour off. It could be. I mean, it was night. It was just like any other night. It wasn't.
Correct.
So I'm not like checking my time.
Right, and you're human.
It was a normal night. We drank. We came home. We hung out. I left because I wake up in the middle of the night to go pee. I don't go back into the bedroom because I don't want to wake her up. I sleep in my son's room, who doesn't live there anymore, on the couch, and I slept. I made texts, and I talked to people during that period.
Okay.
So, and it's on the phone.
Just the best in your own words.
But I can't tell you, hey, I made texts at 5, at 3, you know what I mean?
Right.
I can't. I won't write down times, but I'll just kind of give you a brief, like a story without times, because I think.
But just any instance that you can recall.
Yeah.
Like I'm not so time focused right now. It's just the fact that I want to be able to make sure I have everything sequentially.
I feel comfortable.
From how I understand it, I want to make sure that I can pick up and go, oh yeah, that's right. When he woke up, he then moved the refrigerator onto the roof. Whatever it may be, I want to make sure that sequentially I understand.
Could you help me write it? Because I can't spell for one. I'm pretty horrible. Or like just kind of help me.
But if you need help with the word, I can help you spell it absolutely. And I'm not here to judge spelling.
You want the whole day?
Just from when you went to bed, that Sunday night.
So you don't want to know what we were prior to.
No, I'm not so. Because that's always stuff that we can follow up on.
Because I'm not really sure when we got home.
Okay.
From the house.
Okay. So, just name, address, date of birth, and then you don't have to worry about anything on this side. Your handwriting is actually much more pleasant than some other ones that I've seen.
Do you want the Westerville?
Yes, please.
What's this? Rick?
And I really want you to just take your time. Make sure that we're all
I mean,
on the same page.
We got home from.
This guy's already not seeming too innocent to me. Tell me what you guys think at this timestamp, and then tell me what you think at the end.
Being in Uptown. We talked. It was her birthday. We talked. We went to bed. Together? Do I say we had sex or?
Any details like that? I mean, we're all adults.
Made love, I guess. It was her birthday. Fell asleep. I fell asleep. I'm not sure if she did. She might have stayed up. I'm not sure, but I passed out. woke up, went up to pee or urinate. I did look at the clock. I don't want to say that I knew what time it was, but whenever I wake up to go to the bathroom, I look at the clock to see how close it is to the morning, and that determines whether I take a sleeping pill or not.
Okay.
Which is, I don't know the name of it. I take a half of one, and it was earlier, so I'm going to say, I don't want to say, I mean like 1 maybe, which is early.
Okay.
And I woke up to urinate, went to my son's room, to sleep on couch. Couch is C-O-U-C-H. Spent time looking through TROUGH phone, made a few text messages at MESSAGES. Made a few text messages I might have posted on Facebook. I don't know. I'm gonna say I did. If I didn't look. Might have posted on Facebook. I texted my stepfather. I know I did. He texted back. I don't know what time it was. It was 3. I think he got back to me at 8. From what I saw today, I actually texted back to him at 8, so I might have been awake later than I thought. But at some point, late morning, late morning, late night, early morning, or
Hey, yeah.
you know,
Hey, I get
like 8, 7, 6, I don't know, whenever that's late night, late early morning, or it's at some point.
Was it sun up?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you. At some point, I'm going to say it was starting to be dawn because there's a reason for that. Because usually I do fall back asleep before it gets light out, and then I usually wake up at like 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. You know what I mean? I didn't wake up till like past 11, I think, which is really late. I could have woke up a few times in between that and to some point fell back asleep. Because I think I did at some point in mid-morning make a text to somebody. I'm not sure. I don't know if I should put that down.
Yeah.
I might have made a mid-morning text. I remember awaking. The text says the time was like almost 12. I could have woke up at 11, just lied in bed for a little bit. Waking towards T-W-O-R-D.
T-O-W-A-R-D-S.
T-O-W-A-R-D-S.
Yes.
Towards noon. text. Emily to see if we were going to a Memorial Day. I spell that M-A-M.
O-R-I-A-L.
M-A-O.
M-E-M.
M-E-M.
O-R-I-A-L.
I-A-L. Day picnic. I don't know the guy's name. I got it written down on 2 minutes on my phone. I'm sure you guys already know.
I've talked about it.
Picnic. She didn't respond. Respond. I'm not 100% sure, but I checked my Find phone app, and it said that she was there.
How long after you sent the text when you, if you had a ballpark?
I don't
More than an hour?
know. No, it was probably within
Like 5-10 minutes?
I'm guessing. I'm gonna guess. I don't know, but I do know that I looked just to see if she was still in the house, because you know what I mean. It was later. I thought maybe she could have left, early, because she didn't come in and wake me up, which is why she does that. I mean, we had someplace to go. She didn't respond. At some point, I checked my Find a phone, and it was still there. I don't know how much longer I lied in bed, but I know I made another text to her at around 3, and said, well, I guess we're not going. And I'd already been up in the house, so I didn't know her phone was on. I hadn't seen her phone by then, I don't think. Or I wouldn't have texted. It would have been right there. I don't know how to word that. She didn't respond. I re-texted. I got up, looked through the house. I checked for her car. Which was there. I went back to my son's room. Lied on the couch. Flipping through the phone. I don't know if I made any text messages or not. I'll have to look. Some point in the afternoon, I noticed her phone, I noticed her wallet.
Okay. Where were those at?
Her phone was next to her bed. Her wallet was, I don't remember. Her car. I came before. All of a sudden, just at some point in the afternoon, I realized that there was something wrong. I think everything's, all her stuff was there and she was gone and she hadn't come back. I realized R-E-A-L-I-Z-E-D. called her friend. Celeste. It would be a C. Celeste, we talked. She said to call police. You guys should. Got home from being in Uptown, we talked, we went to bed together, made love, fell asleep, woke up to urinate, went to my son's room to sleep on the couch. Spent time looking at the phone, made a few text messages, might have passed Facebook at some point. At some point, I fell back to sleep, I might have made a mid-morning text. I remember awakening towards noon, I texted Emily to see if we were going to the Memorial Day picnic. She didn't respond. I got up, looked through the house, I checked for her car, which was there. I went back to my son's room, only because I didn't think that anything was at that point wrong. She walks around, she does think she's not there at that point. To the house, I checked for her car, which was there. I went back to my son's room, lied on the couch, flipping through the phone. At some point in the afternoon, I realized there was something wrong. I called her friend Celeste. We talked. She said to call the police. When I saw her phone, at some point, it was probably the last thing I really was like, this is not right. Because the phone is pretty much your thing. I mean,
Can I read over it now?
yes.
Sure. You have very nice handwriting. I'm telling you, it's
Mine didn't do anything in school.
No, you don't. Your handwriting's awful. So you don't remember what time you came back from Uptown?
We came directly from, I think our last bar was the, not the Hook Line, I think it was that other old school, Bag and Nails. And I think I had the receipt. It was only for like 20. We got fish fry and maybe a couple drinks. I don't think we were there for that long. We could check with them. I think they probably will know us.
And then, so then from Old Bag, you went
So
straight home?
we walked across the street. We were parked across the street behind Cold Lakes, and we went right.
Okay. And was the sun still out when you got home?
I'm guessing that it probably was,
Okay.
but I don't know.
Were you intoxicated when you
Yeah.
drove back?
I mean, yeah.
I appreciate the honesty. We've all done it.
Okay. I mean, yeah. You're
Okay. So
we
then,
weren't stumbling drunk, but we were.
if you had to approximate that time,
8, 9. We went to my father's. We gardened. You'd have to check with him, but I think we left there around 4 or 5. We got there at noon. We usually garden for about 4 hours. It was hot.
okay.
He had friends over. We went home. We washed up, and we went right. We didn't even take showers. We just kind of washed up because we were pretty dirty. And went to the bar. So I mean, we were there early.
Okay.
So and we wouldn't make. It's not gonna be like getting home at 12 or 1.
Okay.
It's early. It's like 9, 10. That no later, and it could have been even earlier than that.
So you're thinking 8, 9-ish? 9,
8, 9, 10.
Okay.
Area.
All right. So then you get home and you hang out. Do you drink anymore at home? You guys were.
She has beers in the fridge, and I don't reason there's beer at my house right now because that's all that was in there. I don't drink beer, so I do.
What's
I
your
wouldn't
preference?
get home at vodka,
Okay.
so I sip vodka on the rocks, and I didn't have any home. So usually when I get home after drinking, that's it for me. She'll continue to drink sometimes, but
Did she keep drinking?
I don't.
But you did not.
No.
Okay. And you guys hung out and talked?
We hung out in the kitchen, and we got really along really super well. It was her birthday. We started making out, and we went into the bedroom, and we had sex.
Okay. And that's in. So there's the master bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
just to make sure that I'm
The
different.
master bedroom.
And then there's the what you call your man cave.
That would be my son.
That Joey's room?
Yeah.
Okay. Just to make sure that I'm separating right. So you went into your bedroom and had sex?
I went into the master bedroom with my wife.
Yes, sir.
And that's where she likes, sometimes she sleeps on the porch, on the ground. She likes to be outside. I don't know if she went in there like at some point. As far as I know, I fell asleep. I woke up because I had to pee. She was there. I mean, I would know if she wasn't. I would just, you know how you know if your wife's not there. I didn't have any inkling that she wasn't there. I remember looking at the clock because I like to time how much time I have left to sleep. So whether I take the pill to fall asleep or not, I don't know if I did one or not. I might have been drunk enough that I was still kind of like not eat one, and I went into Joey's room. But I like how it's something that happens every night. I don't think there's a night that goes by that I sleep all the way through and make sure that I always have to get up and go pee because I'm depressive. And I do remember it. Usually it's pretty much I fall asleep an hour. This when I was lying in bed for quite a bit, and I made a couple texts, and I have it on my phone. Actually, I looked at my phone today, and I think, I don't know how it works, but it was an 8 o'clock phone call.
So you got up to go pee, and the routine is after you pee, then you don't climb back into bed with her.
Yeah. I don't.
And the routine is that you look at the clock to see if you should take a sleeping pill or not.
How much time I have left before, if it's like real late into the night, I won't take one. So, but it's early. I mean, but I don't know. It was early, but I don't know if I took one or not. So.
Do you know what type of medicine?
It's like a Ambien, but it's some other derivative of Ambien, and I take half of it.
Okay. All right.
And they definitely, I give it up.
But you don't remember that night you took one?
I don't remember. And I probably not because I was up making phone calls, or not phone calls, but texting.
Who's up at that time?
You'd have to check. I have a friend in Vegas, so he would be, and he's up there. So it's 3, it's 12 out there. I'm not sure, you'll have to check.
You don't remember who you texted?
I remember texting my stepfather, and that was the one that was at 8, and he's at 8 our time, he's East Coast, so.
8 a.m. you texted him?
After midnight, that's right.
So is it after midnight, or is it 8 a.m. that you texted?
8, no, it was that night, that early morning, 8 o'clock a.m.
Our time?
Yes, he's
Okay, but what about like at 1 or 2 or whatever time it was?
I made a post at like 3 in the morning, and I think it was to my brother, Paul. And,
like a Facebook post?
on iMessenger. You'll have to check. I don't want to lie. I don't want to say, you know what I mean? But I think it was something funny about the MMA fighter guy, the guy that runs the UFC that's having some sort of stuff that's off the shore. He's doing distancing fighting.
So was this a social media post or like a text message?
It was iMessenger is like a messenger that other people can't see. It's just for messenger.
So that you sent it iPhone to iPhone?
Yeah.
And this was at like 3 in the morning?
I think it was at 3.
This was stepbrother?
Half-brother.
Half-brother.
Paul lives in Florida.
Half-brother.
And I'm fairly, I've been kind of doing my thing, trying to figure out timelines and stuff, and I'm pretty sure, and I think there's one more in there too that I sent out that I don't know if anybody responded to, but I definitely sent it out, I'm not sure. You have to look, a friend.
And you haven't gone back to look to see?
I did, I'm nervous right now, I'm not really sure. I don't think they responded to it, so I'm not sure. I have 5 friends that we kind of like just goof around and text each other.
So did you text the one friend or the 5 friends?
I didn't text 5 friends. I remember texting I believe it was my brother about the Dana White issue. And I remember texting my stepfather about the water bottles. He collects spring water. He drinks spring water, and we just started doing that. We go that day. We went down and got spring water, and I was talking about how the shelf life of water.
And you texted him that night too?
That early morning.
Yeah, the 3-ish or whatever.
Monday early morning.
Yes.
No, it wasn't 3. It was So I said, it was more like,
Anytime from midnight to 3-ish.
when we see the times, he might have responded at 8 o'clock. And I texted him at 3. You know, I would have to see my phone to tell. But there was definitely correspondence going on while I'm trying to fall asleep at night.
Any social media posts?
You'd have to check. I don't think so. I don't think so. But at some point in the morning, I fell back asleep. I did get back to sleep, and I didn't wake up until late into the morning. And the first thing I did was, because I knew we had to go to this, we'd been invited to a party, was I said, hey, we still going to the party, and she didn't respond.
And where was that party?
I don't know him. She just barely knows him. It's on there. I talked to him, actually, because I gave him, they were like, who's this guy? And I found out who he was, and they called him, and I texted him, and I asked him, maybe she went over there.
You texted him from your phone?
I'm not sure. No, it was hers, because it was through her. It was her phone. I wouldn't have it. I don't even know this guy. And I asked him, hey, is Emily over there? Maybe she went over there without me. Maybe I slept too late. And she said, you know, whatever. I'm not going to get him up. I'm just going to go without him. And he said that he hadn't heard from her all day.
About what time was that?
11, 12, 11, maybe close to 12.
You texted him?
No, I don't know. Maybe a couple hours after that, an hour after that. I would hate to not say. I don't know.
So then, you know, in your words, you got up like around 11-ish?
I was closer to 12, if I could remember correctly. And I got up and I walked around and she wasn't there, and I'm like, okay, she's out doing her thing. And I went back to my couch, just kind of whatever, kind of over from the night before. And the next thing I did was text her again at, I think 3. I think it was like 3 hours later, and I'm like, I guess we're not going to the party. Where are you? I didn't ask her that, but I was like, I guess we're not going to the party now. So the last thing I texted her, got up again, and then I looked, there's her car, there's her purse, there's her phone, things started, this is not right.
Where was her phone when you found it?
On her end table.
Is that normally where it
Yes,
is?
well, no. I mean, yes, sometimes. If she's lying there, that's where it is.
Does she generally sleep in the bed?
Like I said, sometimes she sleeps
Right.
on the floor. She's just been recently doing that.
Well, what I'm saying is when she sleeps in bed, is her phone on the end table next to the bed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
And then when she sleeps on the floor, where does she put her
yeah,
phone?
the phone's with her. Most of the time.
Okay. So
As far as I mean,
does she always have her phone with her?
she always has her phone with her. And the only time she doesn't, and I said this when the first guy that came over, she goes out with these forage things, and she does this route. And he was like, does she ever go out at night, you know, by herself? And I'm like, no. She doesn't. That's something, but she does. At times, now that I think of it, especially if she's got a buzz and she's drinking, she'll get that, and she'll grab a flashlight, and she'll go on us, and she comes back with the forage, and she shows them.
Let me rewind real quick. I got a question. So between 11 and 3, what were you doing? Were you just laying there on the couch?
11 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon, it was lying in my son's room.
Okay.
Kind of just chilling, recovering, waiting for her.
Did you ever go to the bathroom at any point?
I
Drink?
don't. Yeah, there was periods where, I mean, I definitely got up.
Okay. You didn't notice she was gone? Or?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. The first time when I texted her and said, are we going to this party? And she didn't get back to me, I checked the Find My phone, and the phone said that she was there. So I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? At some point that happened. So it just didn't, okay, she's doing her thing, she's going to come in and get me when we're ready to go, or whatever. At some point, it didn't happen, she didn't come in and get me. I got up, went out there, between 11 and 3 at some point. It still wasn't a big concern. I wasn't like, you know, freaked out. I kind of went around a little bit, and the first thing I did was look to see if her car was there, because she could have took off. You know, that would have made sense that she left. But her car was there, so well, okay, you know, she's doing something. She's just out and about. I texted her again at 3. I'm pretty sure that's the time. You guys can check the check
And in
that.
between those two times, you texted the gentleman in.
No,
That happened.
I didn't get concerned until that the second time I texted her and said, hey, I guess we're not going.
Okay. You texted him
And that was
after
at
3
3, could have been 3:40, could have been 3:50.
Okay.
Then after that text, that's when I got, I didn't even know her phone was still there until, because I texted it. So her sister made a group text that I didn't notice. And her sister says it was at 3:45. And she says she responded to it.
At 3:45 p.m. on Monday.
Yes. Let me think.